Hey, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, we're getting ready to leave today, and we got some pickups to do because we bought some fitness stuff, which is a whole other video in itself. Shopping with a Filipina, because they changed their minds at the speed of light. For an ordinary mere mortal. We really can't keep up with it. And so I'll tell you about that on another video. But the main purpose of this video is to tell you, for those guys who are interested in how our in vitro session went, we went there and we did the tests that we needed to do. Well, we did the samples that we needed to do. And believe me, giving that sample is not as easy as you might think. Put into a clinical environment and told to perform, really isn't very easy. So anyway, you give that sample of the semen, and then they have the doctor look at that and interpret the test. So everything is done by numbers, as you may well know from previous videos. So we went back for the results and saw the doctor. The doctor is actually very sympathetic, and we've come away this time. Got to tell you, it's important, I think, to share what the emotional ups and downs. It's a roller coaster, I can tell you, and it really isn't easy. You're fielding lots of incoming data, and you're trying to work that out. Meantime, I'm assuming that anybody that's interested in this kind of thing, this kind of journey, taking it, is also of an age and a situation. Although it's not necessary. Maybe there are younger people who need to have this service for various reasons, but if it's the older man, younger scenario, then it's going to be one of a roller coaster ride of emotions. First of all, you don't know whether it's going to succeed. When you first go in, you're going to do a lot of tests. So the tests, well, come from the semen, and apparently those little buggers have their own kind of problems. So you can have them with the tail, who dead or alive. You can have them where they've picked up some nasty habits along the years, and now they don't know which way is north and which way is south. So they don't swim as they're supposed to. So there's all kinds of things, and these are interpreted, God knows how, by the doctor. And we went in, and we've had between 2 and 3 months of extra supplements, vitamins, trying to change lifestyle. The first one was mainly just looking at supplements. We went, and a month later we went back again. And then we did another test, and they had a look at what we've been doing. And then it was recommended, well, maybe you're going to have to bring about a lifestyle change, So we went away, and we thought that we could do that. And so we did change, and we started to eat a lot more vegetables, but we didn't cut out. We were not religious. Now, while we were waiting to go in to see the doctor, there was a woman there who was already pregnant, and she and Beth started talking. Well, you must know that thing about no wife ever listens to a husband. And so you could have a situation where a husband could be an absolute expert in keeping fit, and his wife would listen to someone that she's sitting next to in a waiting room with the dentist. And that's a situation. So the lady is telling Beth just how dedicated she and her husband became in order to get pregnant. So it's not a case of, it's very easy to think that, oh, in vitro, well, you just go there, one off the wrist, and they take the sperm, inject it, and it's either, well, as Beth used to say, it's either in or out. And it's just really not like that, you know. If there has to be a life change, if there has to be a lifestyle change, then you have these little breaks in discipline, and you have the occasional coffee. And in fact, anything occasional where you have crumbled and gone off your diet is usually a lot more frequent than you're willing to admit. And sitting next to this lady, she described that they had bought a Keep Fit machine. In her case, they bought a walker, a treadmill. So they went on the treadmill every day. They exercised. They stopped taking any invitations from friends. They stopped eating out at restaurants. They ate only what they were supposed to, and they never crumbled. So they stopped going out in the sunshine excessively, because that's not good either. And they did everything for 6 months, 6 months of leading this monastic life. And when Beth heard this, she realized that we had not really been trying that hard. So when we went in then, after speaking to this lady who had done everything right and succeeded, and realizing that we had not done everything right, when we went in, we were pleasantly surprised that things had improved. Now, prior to this, got to be perfectly honest, otherwise what's the point in having these videos where we're supposed to be educating you? We'd gone through a terrific loss of confidence that nothing was happening. The last time that we went in, it seemed like Beth would probably need to strengthen up the quality of the eggs. But in the main, it was really all down to me. And here I am, an old fart, and I'm trying to do a young man's job, let's face it. And we're not talking about the recreational side of things, okay? We're talking about the actual physical, getting sperm to swim up in the right direction and do their job, which they haven't had to even think about in a number of years, okay, because I had the vasectomy. So there comes a point at which failure seems to be more imminent than success. And that's the point at which you have to start thinking about other options. And the other options, of course, are to have a donor. Now, I've got to admit that you get some of the ego coming in there, the macho thing. And what happens is that you think, no, I won't be able to accept that child, you know, it'll be somebody else's, and so on, and all of that. And then you have to come to terms with those. As the man in this scenario, you have to come to terms with those. Now, what I do know, when I start thinking in terms of, well, I wanted it to be mine, and all of this, we've already, in a way, already accepted the idea of failure, and this is no good. So even on the donor thing, if I'm having to accept that that's a possibility, then how do I reconcile that? And the way that I reconcile that is that there are many children in our lives. There are many children, as many as 100 children, because of what we do. My Sunday driving job is such that I am familiar with many of the kids. I've been taking some of these kids for between 2 and 3 years and picking them up and dropping them at church. They know me, I know them. you know, they have their children have their favourites just the same as people do, people as grown-ups do. Okay, so there are any number of kids that are there that I would adopt tomorrow. It's not that easy, of course. They've got families, but there's several that I joke is lovely. In particular, is a little girl that has bonded to me, and I often pick her up, put her under my arm, and go over to the parents and say, I'm taking her home today, if that's okay. And everybody laughs and so on. So I could accept a child. When I can see the child, then I realize in my mind I could accept that child. So if I could do that, certainly I could accept a child that came from Beth. So all of these thoughts are buzzing around in our mind when we're sitting there talking to this lady who had made it go right. You know, they had this realization that we've had now, and they made it go right. They went out, they bought a treadmill, they stayed in, they dedicated themselves to having a child.
Yeah, because the problem of his husband is also a sperm count, but lower sperm count. And
Right.
then for after out, there been 6 months medications. And then after that,
Now, when Beth says medication, I've got to interrupt.
vitamins.
We're talking about vitamin
supplements. So they've been in 6 months on that under on that under that vitamins, and at the same time, she is from 56 to 45 kilos.
So she dropped in weight.
Same with his husband. Same with the husband. So there've been just vegetable and no no sugar at all, no soft drinks at all. Everything that the doctor says.
Everything
So
that we've
said,
been doing
yeah.
on and off.
So I said to her, because she asked me, how about you? Did you follow? I said, I follow, but then it's very difficult because sometimes she just said, can I have meat? Can I have this? Can I have a little ice cream? You know, like that. But she said, in my side, I really tried to avoid those kind of food, and at the same but their process is not INVITRO, it's IOD, I think. It's
Okay.
about injections on the vagina, and at the same time, some of her body is being injected. The sperm of his husband is being injected to her. I think IOD, I forgot what's the term, but it's about injection also. So yeah, and
she was having injections for hormones as well, wasn't she?
I think so, because we just only have a short conversation, but it's really, she said to me that because she's now they're just waiting for a few days now, and she's gonna be laboring. I said
She's there.
yeah, she's there.
She's there.
So I just said, in fact, I hold her. She said to me, "Don't worry, it will come. This stomach will come to your stomach." You know. But I was just what do you call that, darling? I was just amazed on their dedications to put, because they've been also almost 5 years. They've been 5 years together and no lack on getting pregnant naturally. So that's why they go to the doctor, and they just found out that it's the husband that have a lower sperm count.
So in other words, he didn't have the same problem as me. He didn't have an in vitro.
Vasectomy.
Right. He didn't have a vasectomy and a reversal and all of that, and they've been trying for 5 years. But the point is that it took this woman to get through to this hard-headed woman here. You have to dedicate yourself
I'm
to.
not hard-headed. I eat vegetable a lot now, right? I cut off. I have soft drinks the other day.
Yes, dear. You will remember that. You will remember that we're married, won't you? And
Yeah,
I actually do see you doing
Yeah.
things.
But now that's my aim. You know, that's my aim from 51 to 40 something, 45, 46, like that. So this is it. You know, because I'm almost gonna be out of the calendar. You know, and yeah, about Terence talking about the donor. You know, it's quite. I said, I don't want to talk to him about it, you know. But then I said, can I talk to Terence about it? but in a different way, in a snake way, you know. Just to tell him, you know. I remember I said to Terence, you know what, Terence, you love those kids that even it's not ours, right? Can we just have ours? That is mine, and then you love it, and then Terence says, what? Can you tell me? He said, you know, there is the time when I talked to Terence about it. He can't accept it, but later on, he just realized, you know. But we're very very happy on the outcome yesterday, on the
Right,
what
so
the
we
doctor
should,
said.
yeah, we need to get to what the doctor said. When we went in to see the doctor, and then we went over the numbers and
Yeah.
what had happened, what she described as the viscosity of the semen. Not wanting to get graphic here, but the fact is you have to discuss these things, and you have to discuss them in a non-confidential, non-private way, because when you talk to the doctor, you're surrounded by three or
Nice.
four other women. So there's no point in getting, what do we have to? There's none of that. You have to. This is a job that has to be done, and that's what they're there for. So the next thing that was given was we were given hope. Then we stopped thinking about the donor thing and said, wait a minute, we need to get down to work, and that's exactly what we are doing. Now, one of the things that the doctor then thought as a result of the tests is that maybe there's some hormonal deficiency that I have. And so we've come away with a plan now. I gave a blood test. They will come to us with the results of that. And if I need some hormonal boost, then I'll do that. I'm not a lover of medication. That's why I check when Beth says we're on medication. We're not on medication.
We're in pod
We're
supplement.
on supplements or vitamins that we may be deemed deficient, and we're covering everything that we possibly can. But we haven't been doing the right kind of exercise. And this lady who is there, a success story with a stomach as big as a house, and she's done it, and then she tells Beth, this is how we did it. Now, finally, Miss Hardhead here.
I'm not hard-headed.
Yes, you are, darling.
You're the one hard-headed.
No, I'm not. I'm prepared to do whatever has to be done.
It just happened that for the last few days, few months, we're just been having what do you call that? Having a battle, right? But it's just a pleb to talk to someone who doesn't know you, who doesn't know you personally, and just give your opinion purely, right? And
Yes, dear.
or give you purely, and at the same time it's a testimony, it's a testimony that is just all about just work and believe it, and
Which,
at the same time
strangely,
determination.
which,
I believe
strangely
my husband.
enough, is what her husband
I
has been telling her all along.
Yeah, but sometimes when we said, "Han, let's eat there," you agree also. That's why.
Well, yeah, and this is the other thing: is that you infect each other,
Yeah.
you affect each other for the good, and you infect each other for the worst.
Yeah,
so
but this
when
time-
you see your wife or your partner tucking into lechon or bacon and egg, and you say, what the heck? If a Coke arrives at the table instead of water, well, we got it now, can't waste it. And so you have these crumbles, and as I said, they're more frequent than you're prepared to admit. So what it amounts to is that this lady has encouraged us both to say no.
Yeah, because
Don't accept even invitations from your friends, because you'll be tempted to eat the wrong food.
Yeah, but she's really a help to me to realize that.
Yes. She was a help to me. She said all the things that I've been saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wish her luck. And at the same time,
She doesn't need any luck, honey. She's 8 3/4 months pregnant.
yeah, I wish her the best, and at the same time for the baby for healthy delivery.
For a good, healthy
Yeah.
baby.
So now we're on ourselves now. We are 101%.
And as I said, I get the last little technical detail. I gave the blood sample, and they're going to look at that. And if it's necessary, then I have to go on some kind of hormonal boost.
Yes, because
But I feel now, we asked the doctor, so on the basis of the test, because I promised Beth that I would talk to the doctor about the donor thing. I said, look, if anything, do we need, may we get any help on a donor? And she actually was discouraged us on the donor thing. She actually said, and I said, so are you hopeful?
Yeah,
that-"
because
she said yes.
yeah, because when Terence tell the doctor that my wife opened for the possibility of the donor, right? A donor of sperm, right?
Yes.
Donor of the sperm, and then doctor said we tried to eliminate that first because we're gonna work out on you. And I
3
said,
months. So
yeah,
she said,
and I said to the doctor, is there a chances how the chances is, you know? And the doctor said we already have the worst scenario than before, aside from Terence, that from zero, what do you call that, hormones, zero
well,
sperm.
if you just look at the numbers.
Yeah,
She
just the
said,
number.
we've taken it, she said, on worse cases than yours, she said, actually, I've said no to others that I'm not hopeful, but in your case I am. And we've taken the numbers from 0 to the count that's necessary for a conception.
Yeah,
So she gave us hope.
yeah, there's a hope. Yeah, but when we go out, I said to Terence, "You're brave enough to ask the doctor about the donor," because on myself, I already talked to Terence, but I don't expect that he's gonna tell that to the doctor and ask about it. Thank you.
See, now, what you have, you got to face up to this. What you have when you marry a Filipina, well, when I married my Filipina, is an incredible facility for changing their minds. So, whereas for me, if I make an agreement, then there's no further talk, unless the talk is, let's change that agreement. No, there's none. Put it on a very light scale. We can say we're going out at 9 o'clock and we're going to go to, I don't know, Cebu. Now, I make that agreement yesterday, and between yesterday and today about going to Cebu at 9 o'clock tomorrow, she will have asked me 4, 5, 6 times. So, are we going to Cebu then at 9 o'clock? And I said, didn't we already agree that we were doing that? Well, yes, I'm just asking. All right. And then 2 hours later, so we're definitely going to Cebu at 9 o'clock.
Come on, it's a long video now.
And then now I'm talking about something that she doesn't want to hear.
Go on.
So suddenly it's a long video.
Yeah, so again,
So
thank
we're waiting for the results on that. Right?
Yeah, and
Be
possible.
quiet just for a moment.
Yeah, let me finish it. We're waiting for the result on that hormones, and they're gonna text us, and then based on that hormones, the doctor will give another prescription vitamins for Terence for the hormone boostful hormone.
Yes, we're looking for a boastful hormone.
Yeah, for the boosting the hormones, right?
Yeah.
And after that, after another months, we're gonna go back again and
I
hoping
think she
it's
was
ready
really
for
talking about 3 months, wasn't she?
yeah 3 months, and after that we're hoping ready for transferring.
Transferring. What's a nice way to put it? Yes.
Yeah, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for all the prayers and thoughts. It's not for us, for
No.
me, it's not an easy journey, but it's like your hand is no skill. Yeah, it's not an easy journey, but then we're very grateful for all the supports and prayers and nice kind words for us for encouragement. Thank you
Right.
for the prayers, and
And we
God
hope,
bless.
that our being honest will prepare you if you're actually getting ready to do this yourself. You know, it's a lot more than just the physical thing of going there, paying the money, and they do
Yeah,
everything.
it's the
No,
emotion.
It's not as easy as that, believe me.
Yes, again. I love you. Amping mo kanunay, ayaw kalimut sa pag-subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, taling.